But Arsenal still retain it. They've got space now down this right-hand side. Brilliant sliding tackle there. Sučić has it. And now Milan can exit down this left-hand side. Martinez has given the ball away. Now space for Arsenal. They got him round the back here. Squared across. Oh, it was tried to square it across there for Eze, but it was intercepted by Akanji. And now Sommer has given the ball away again. Saka in round the back edge of the area. Squared across. They couldn't get a foot on it there. Jesus, luckily for Milan, who are trapped now inside their own area. Goodness me, what a start this has been from Arsenal. Here's Akanji. They've got to get the ball upfield here. It goes back to Sommer, and again, they're faffing around with the ball inside their own penalty box, taking risks. Finally get the ball up to the halfway line, but Thuram does well there to shield it and hold it. Dinks it forward here now, and now Sučić comes forward for Milan. First time they've been in the Arsenal half. Comes out to Di Marco on this left-hand side. He's pinned to that touchline. Now Bastoni. Back now to Zielinski, the Polish international. And then it comes across to this right-hand side. And Inter, wow, what a start that was there. They were put under enormous pressure in the early stages, giving the ball away quite freely. Here's Acerbi, who looks as if he's playing in the middle of that back three, with Akanji actually pushed out to the right-hand side. Here's Alessandro Bastoni. Just about 3 minutes gone. That was not the best start for the home side. Arsenal causing all kinds of problems, but to be fair, Inter didn't help themselves, gave the ball away so many times in their own half. Now space down the right here, but that through ball from Luis Henrique is blocked. Arsenal have it now. Here's Zubamendi. Comes back to Christian Mosquera, the Spaniard. He fires that forward to the edge of his own box, had to thread that through. Now Arsenal being pursued all the way here back into their own penalty area, but the good square ball out to that right-hand side, and now space for Jurrien Timber to come down this side. And Arsenal now with Saka, edge of the area on this right-hand side, twisting, turning, gets to the edge of the box, fires a shot in, takes a deflection, which balloons it up in the air, and it's comfortable collection for the Swiss keeper. Sommer just took a little deflection off the heel of Bastoni as he turned his back on the ball. This has been an extremely bright start from this much changed Arsenal side. Sommer all in bright yellow with the kick downfield. Saliba heads it over towards that right hand side, and Thuram couldn't control it, so Arsenal have it here with Mosquera. Now Saliba in centre field. This is Miles Lewis Skelly. Comes out to Trossard on this left-hand side. The Belgian international cuts in field. Back to Lewis Skelly. And now Zubimendi, the glue that holds it all together. Timber out to Saka again on this right-hand side. He will cut in field, slips it into the area now, picked up by Jesus. He gets to the byline, tries to get across him, which is deflected, and Arsenal will get a corner, the first of the evening. Just under 5 minutes gone. And Arsenal here pouring on the pressure against this Milan side. And, well, the Gunners don't seem to be in any rush to get over there to take this corner. Saka rather ambling over to the ball. And it will be Saka who will take this this corner for Arsenal. Just over 5 minutes on the clock. 0-0. This will be an in-swinger. So the Arsenal captain has the ball in the quadrant. Little shimmy, and then the ball is whipped into that near post, but it's headed away by Bastoni. Eze will get, well, the referee's actually blown up here. Looks as if there might have been a foul there on Francesco Acerbi. Just a nudge in the back. Well, there was certainly one from Mosquera on Petar Sučić. It's a free kick to Inter Milan. Sommer puts the ball down just outside his 6-yard area. Christian Kivu, very animated in his technical area. He can't have been overly impressed with what he's seen so far. His side were really under the pump in that first 2 or 3 minutes. Sommer with the clearance downfield. Thuram's header back towards his own player, but they can't gather it in, and Arsenal win the ball back, but it squirts back into their own half, and then it comes all the way back to Raya. And now Mosquera for Arsenal down this right-hand side. Needs to find an outlet here. Is that a foul on Bukayo Saka? Yes, it is, says the referee. And it will be a free kick to Arsenal, halfway inside their own half. 0-0, but a very, very encouraging start from the visitors, definitely here. Here is Saliba, across to Mosquera, slowing down the pace of the game. Mosquera's just literally stood with the ball, doing nothing with it here, just waiting for something to happen. In the event, he squares it across to Saliba. And now Timber, back to Saliba. Saliba again goes down this right-hand side. Saka does well there with his back to goal. A Milan player has gone down. The referee says it will be a free kick to the Italian side. Maybe looks as if DiMarco there just copped a hand in the face from Saka. He was just trying to protect the ball. It was a complete accident. He came in from behind Saka, so he didn't see him. Free kick taken quickly. Here is a Kanji now for Inter Milan. Comes across to Henrique on this right-hand side, just inside his own half. Little short ball. And ball goes out just short of the halfway line, so it will be a throw-in to Milan on this right-hand side. And we're going to wait for... looks as if it's... a Serbi, or no, a Kanji's going to take this one. Just short of the halfway line on this right-hand side. Throws it into the Arsenal half. Header is flicked on by Martinez, but Thuram can't hold the ball. A strong challenge there from Zielinski on Eze when the referee's blown up for a free kick. It's a bit of a stop-start period we've got going on here. A few crunching challenges going in. Arsenal with the free kick just short of halfway. They go short and forward to Eze. He squares this across now. Lots of room for Timber here to work it. Comes out to Saka again. Right hand side, edge of the box. The doubling up on him there, Sucic and DiMarco. Now then, Saliba. Now Timber back to Saliba. They're still working this right hand side, Arsenal. Saliba still going here. Shuffled over towards the corner flag. Saka tight to that touchline. Ball comes back in field. Zubimendi squares it across to Eberechi Eze. He dinks it towards the edge of the area. Jesus holds it up, then it's squared across the box. Oh, it's gone in! And has the flag gone up? No, it's Gabriel Jesus lurking on the edge of the 6-yard box. And that has been coming. Arsenal have been absolutely all over Inter since the game began, and that was some very, very neat football on the edge of the box there, in amongst quite a bit of traffic. I'll have to have a look at this one back because it was quite special. Eze had the ball 25 yards out, fired it into the edge of the area. Lewis Skelly back across, and then, yes, what happened? The shot was scuffed by Timber. It took a big deflection, and it just... flopped up into the air, and on its way through, Jesus, edge of the 6-yard box, just stuck out a leg and volleyed it into the bottom left corner from 6 yards out. A little bit of fortune about that one, but you have to be there to take the chances, and the Brazilian was. He's had to wait a long time, terrible injuries, 2 goals in 2 matches, and what a start from the Gunners here. 10.5 on the clock, Inter Milan 0. Arsenal 1, and the Champions League leaders are showing why they sit atop that table. Now it's up to Milan to respond, and they lose the ball inside the Arsenal half, but they get it back quickly. Zielinski, now Akanji, trying to find that telling pass down that right-hand side, but it's tidied up by Mosquera. Comes all the way back to Raya. He's kicked downfield. Zubimendi does well to win the header, but can't control it. Now then, Zielinski tries to take it down this right-hand side, but he's lost control of it there, so it will be a throw into Arsenal. On this left-hand side, Lewis Skelly goes back to Zubimendi, and he goes back to Mosquera, who squares it back to the feet. We have David Raya, and then a low drill all the way up to the halfway line, and Arsenal have got the ball back here. Now space again down this right-hand side. They come forward. This is Jesus to Jurrien Timber. Good tackle from Bastoni, but Saka will pick that one back up again. Definitely favouring this right-hand side, Arsenal. Targeting Bastoni down there with Saka and Timber doubling up. And it's proved very effective so far. Here's Zubimendi now, edge of the centre circle. Into Eza. He drops it back down there for Timber. Long diagonal ball, chested down calmly by the Swiss international Manuel Akanji. To the keeper, his countryman Jan Sommer. Akanji, of course, on loan from Manchester City, who've suffered a massive shock tonight, going down 3-1 to the Norwegian side Bodo Glimt. So it's not been a good few days for Pep Guardiola on the back of that convincing defeat at Old Trafford. Anyway, Arsenal, they'll be looking to right the wrongs of the weekend. They've got off to a good start here in the San Siro. Now Akanji, halfway inside his own half, in centre field, brings it up to the edge of the centre circle. Now Bastoni out to Federico Di Marco on this left-hand side. Back in field it comes again for Bastoni. Trundles the ball just short of the halfway line, feeds it forward to Lautaro Martinez. He floats it out to Henrique on this right-hand side. And the Brazilian cuts in field before dabbing it back to Acerbi on halfway. Milan here now just enjoying a little bit of possession. Acerbi fires it upfield, flick round the corner by Martinez, but the return ball from Thuram was easily tidied up there by Saliba. Goes all the way back to Raya. His long kick downfield, it will be, well, it's going to be a free kick to Inter. Jesus was adjudged to be offside. Just shy of 14 minutes here at the San Siro, and Arsenal doing well. Well, that's a good short free kick taken direct, and Thuram's got in round the back here, tries to square it from the byline, but Raya pounces on that. Arsenal just clocked off there. Just a simple, straightforward pass down the field. And Thuram found himself in quite a bit of space there. Got in round the back. Now here's Saka, tight to that touchline. DeMarco, though, wins the ball, sends it back to Jan Sommer. Now Acerbi into Zielinski, comes back to Sommer. They're certainly not afraid to pass it around in front of their own goal into Milan. But how many times have we seen it? Teams coming unstuck, just getting a little bit blasé with the ball in front of their own goal. Here's Henrique on the edge of his own penalty area, sends it upfield, but it's gone straight back to Arsenal, but Jesus can't control it on the edge of the box, and now Inter will look to find Thuram. He turns well with his back to goal, gets it out to this right-hand side. Henrique now, down the right, he's into the box, squares it across, good block there by Saliba, because Thuram was lurking on the 6-yard line just behind him. So good break from Milan. Now Bastoni comes forward, 25 yards out, the Italian left back. He's pushed over to this left-hand side. Went up a bit of a blind alley there, and in fact he's lost the ball, but they've won it back quickly. Brilliant work from Sucic. DiMarco, left-hand side of the box, his cross misses everyone, and it goes out for a throw-in on the other side of the pitch. And Inter slowly trying to get themselves back into this game. After a bit of a poor start, they were right under it from the word go. And Jesus, with a wonderful poached effort, is the one that's made the difference so far. And Arsenal completely deserve it. Good header from Lewis Skelly, but Arsenal can't keep the ball under control. Zubimendi goes out for a throw into Inter on this right-hand side. Akanji will be the man to take it. Flicked downfield by Barella, but it's misguided. Goes straight to Lewis Skelly. Mosquera almost lost control of the ball there inside his own penalty box. Now Arsenal have given it away inside on the edge of their own area. Fed through to Thuram, couldn't get his shot away. And Arsenal have got the ball clear, but they've given it away again inside their own half. But now they've won it back, but unfairly, says the referee. Foul on Akanji. And that was just a real sloppy passage of play there from the Gunners, losing the ball close to their own goal. 17 minutes gone. Sure, there's a few nerves out there, but surely for Arsenal, having got off to that brilliant start, having made 7 changes ahead of this game tonight, some real big names shifted onto the bench. It shows the depth of Arteta's squad that they've come out all guns blazing here tonight. Now Inter with Bastoni, surging run down through the middle. Martinez feeds a lovely ball through the middle for Thuram. He got in between and around the back of the defenders there, into there. 2 shots blocked, comes to the edge. Oh, what a strike! What a strike from the edge of the area. That went into the net like a tracer bullet. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 1. What a strike. And again, that all came around from Arsenal not dealing with the ball on the edge of their own box. It all started with a fantastic pass from Lautaro Martinez, which split the Arsenal defence. Thuram got in round the back of them. His first shot was blocked. Then Zielinski had a block shot. It deflected to the edge of the area. And then a thunderous drive from the Croatian Petar Sucic. Side-footed, but it went like a rocket. And Raya had absolutely no chance. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 1. And the Italians strike back here in the San Siro. That was some strike from the Croatian. And it all came about for that ball from Martinez, which sent Thuram away through the heart of that Arsenal defence. Much like the Arsenal goal, there was a little hint of fortune about it. The 2 block shots and the ricochet rebounded kindly for Sucic, who was coming onto it on the edge of the area to get his shot away. But now Milan have given away the ball, edge of their own box. Trossard now, he fires in a shot. It's blocked. Second effort from Eze, and it goes well wide of the left-hand post. He was put under enormous pressure there. Probably just got spooked in the nick of time by Bastoni. Sorry, a Serbi it was. Coming across. And the England international rather snatched at it. Well, that's a quick response from the Gunners across the bow. Short goal kick taken. And again, dicing with danger here. Played it. I don't get it. I just don't get why teams do that. You're asking for trouble every time, and they've lost the ball inside their own half. Crazy. I just get the ball down the pitch. Here's Saliba for Arsenal. What a start we've had here. Just under 20 minutes gone. And we're level pegging at 1 goal each. Jesus on 10 minutes, and then Petar Sucic on 18 minutes. What a strike that was. Here's Zubimendi. Now then, Timber down this right-hand side, tight to the touchline. Cuts back in field. Back it comes to Mosquera. And Zubimendi. Mosquera once again squares it back over to the far right-hand side to Jurriën Timber. And Arsenal just keeping hold of the ball nicely here. Comes back to Raya on the edge of his own area. Just slowing everything down. Inter not interested in pressing the ball at this moment. Raya has it inside the semicircle. He's not doing anything with it, just has his foot on the ball. And the Inter players just not interested. They're saying, well, we'll just stand here. You do something with it. And finally nudges it forward. And now Arsenal walk it forward with Zubimendi. We've got a bit of walking football here. That was a curious passage of play. Zubimendi has it again, halfway inside the Arsenal half. 21 minutes gone. Good ball through the middle. Nice to control by Eze. Comes out to this left-hand side. Mosquera, not the best pass there to Trossard, bit of a hospital pass. Ball launched downfield, but good defensive header from the Spaniard Zubimendi. Ball breaks to the halfway line. Sucic gets to it before Saka. Well, that's good work from Marino on that left-hand side. Got to that ball and stabbed it all the way back to David Raya before DeMarco could get interested in it. And now Mosquera, edge of his own area, goes back to David Raya, fires that ball across to Jurrien Timber. Some good footwork there from the Dutchman. Still has the ball here. Oh, and then the pass downfield from Saliba is intercepted by Bastoni. DiMarco. Now Bastoni again on this left-hand side. Comes back to Zielinski. Now a Serbi. Little short ball forward to Sucic, the goal scorer. Bastoni goes back down the flank again. And Inter are forced to go all the way back to Sommer, who picks it up on the edge of his area. Zielinski. Akanji brings it forward again for Milan, but there's 3 red shirts in front of him. Has to dab it back to Barella. And in the event, goes back to Jan Sommer. And again, not afraid to play a square ball across his own area. Ball fired up to Thuram, but he can't get a head on it. And it sails all the way through to Raya, who comes way out of his goal. And just dabs it to Saliba. Now Timber up to the halfway line. Again, puts his foot on the ball. Game was markedly slowed down after that rather frantic opening 15 minutes. Now that the scores are level once again, Zubimendi brings it forward for the Gunners, just inside the Milan half. Fires it out to this left side to the Belgian Trossard. His ball is fortuitous to get to Eze in centre field, but Arsenal lose it again. Then a shove in the back. Barella manages to dig that ball out there, and now Milan have lost it. But the referee, I think he was playing advantage there, and he brings it back for a foul by Eze. Free kick taken quickly by Bastoni, too quickly for the referee's liking. So free kick on halfway. Zielinski just dinks the ball back to Alessandro Bastoni. 24 minutes gone. Been a thoroughly absorbing and entertaining game, this. Both sides look as though they're going to have a real dig here tonight. Of course, mindsets are very different in this new Champions League setup with just this one big league. Got to go for it. Both sides have certainly tried to do that so far this evening. Excuse me. Free kick to Arsenal. Just inside the centre circle, taken quickly by Mosquera to his fellow Spaniard Zubimendi. Now it comes out to Saka on this right-hand side. He gets round his man who slips. Still has it on the edge of the area. Dinks it back. But fortuitously, it gets squared across now. Luis Skelly. Now Trossard, edge of the area on this left-hand side. The doubling up on the Belgian tries across. It's blocked by Henrique, and it will go out for an Arsenal corner on this left-hand side. 25 minutes on the clock. So Eze will come across to take this corner for Arsenal. They've responded pretty well after being pegged back. First corner from this right-hand side, which is absolutely nowhere near touching the white line. And they're not doing anything about it. I don't get that either. Eze whips the ball in, awful corner, doesn't beat the first man at the near post, and maybe that's a bit of justice. Getting on my hobby horse again about that, but I don't get it. The white line is there for a reason. That ball was placed outside the white line by Eze by a good 8 inches, and the official did absolutely nothing about it. That is not a legal corner. It's got to touch the line. Here's Zubimendi now, inside the centre circle. Comes out to Timber on this right-hand side. Now Saka in the bright yellow boots. Ball comes infield to Jesus. Back to Saka. Then he goes back down the line inside his own half. Here's William Saliba. Little short ball to Zubimendi. Now Timber once again. Arsenal just short passes between them. Then the chip down the right channel. That's good defending on the edge of his own area there by DiMarco, because Saka was lurking behind him, but Arsenal still have it edge of the area. Marino is dispossessed. The Milan player went down in the process, and now Milan have got the break on here. It's 2-on-1 if they can square it. Oh, what's he doing here? He's still going, squares it eventually to Thuram, and he's blown it. Puts it over the bar. That was a massive opportunity for Inter there. They had an opportunity, 2-on-1, and I think it was Sucic who just took for ages to make his mind up there. It was a good interception from Acerbi, and I think it was Sucic. He had a man to his left, he had a man to his right. I have to tell you, Nicolo Barella, who was to his left, is absolutely raging. It came to Thuram, he was off balance, fairly tight angle, and it's gone over the bar. That should have been 2-1 to Milan. Arsenal, again, careless there, caught napping on the counter yet again. But now they come forward. Here's Mikel Merino. Game really opening up now. Here's Saka on this right-hand side. Arsenal normally so solid at the back. Cross comes in, headed away by Acerbi at his near post. Then fired downfield. Foul comes in, an extremely clumsy one by Jurrien Timber, who rugby tackled Lautaro Martinez, and the Dutchman's come off worse. He's gone to ground there, holding his stomach. Interesting. Maybe caught an elbow in the stomach there. But goodness me, that should have been a second goal for Milan. But Petar Sucic, who got that incredible equaliser, just completely fluffed his lines there. Took far too long to make his mind up. Should have passed it much sooner. And we could now be seeing a different story. As it is, we're still level at 1 apiece as we approach the 29th minute. Will be a free kick to Inter. Timber is now back up on his feet. Quite sure what the problem was there. Bastoni takes it quickly, squares it back to Acerbi on the edge of the box. Now Manuel Akanji back across to Francesco Acerbi. Now Akanji once again. Arsenal now pressing Milan back to the edge of their own box. Ball downfield. Flag goes up for offside on Thuram, who was lurking near the halfway line. The big Frenchman being used to shield that ball with his back to goal. Try and feed in Martinez. Jesus inside the centre circle, funnels it back to Mosquera. Now Saliba to Timber, back to Saliba. Just shy of halfway. Arsenal just slowing things down. Now Timber, good surging run down this right-hand side. Here's Bukayo Saka. Back it comes again. Zubimendi on the ball in centre field. Dinks it back to Saliba. And it comes back out to the right again to Bukayo Saka. Trying to get in, and he does, round the back of DiMarco. Gets it to the dead ball line, tries to feed it across the face of goal. It's blocked by Acerbi, and it goes out for another Arsenal corner on this right-hand side. Exactly half an hour gone here at the San Siro. And this is a really pulsating contest. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 1, and Saka once again will trudge rather casually over to that far corner flag. Don't seem to be in any rush whatsoever. Arsenal, of course, usually pretty deadly on set pieces. They're famous for their corner routines. They've got 4 men miles behind the back post here, and then they all come rushing forward. So here is Saka. That ball is on the white line. Whips the ball in, high to the back post, headed back across the face, and it's in! Just so easy! Headed back across goal by Leandro Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus was there 3 yards out, just headed it in. Awful defending from Milan. Arsenal back in the lead, and their corners work a treat again. And we all know that the Italians pride themselves on their defence. but this was rubbish. Brilliant corner from Saka. Trossard completely unmarked. Well, maybe I'm a bit harsh there. The header from Trossard actually hit the bar and came out to Jesus, who all he had to do was just nod it in from 2 yards. So again, and maybe a little hint of fortune about that, but they should have picked up Trossard at the back post, headed it back across there. It scuffed the crossbar, which meant the Milan defenders couldn't head it out, and it just rebounded out nicely for the little Brazilian, who nodded it back into the net, and Arsenal have the lead once more. 31 minutes gone. Gabriel Jesus with his second goal of the evening. And that one will have stung Milan. That was a really soft goal to concede. Yes, there was a hint of fortune about it coming off the bar, but there's been a hint of fortune about all 3 goals tonight, to be fair. But still, you have to question the marking there on Trossard at the back post. Just nobody picked him up. He had all the time in the world to head it back across the face of the goal. And luckily for Arsenal, hit the bar and dropped nicely for Jesus to just head it home from 2 yards out. Nothing the defenders on the line could do about that. Sommer, edge of his own area, squares it back across to Acerbi. Almost 33 minutes on the clock. Here is Manuel Akanji now. He will bring it slightly upfield, then feeds it up to Thuram, who's tussling with his back to goal again against Mosquera inside the centre circle. Now out to the left-hand side, bit of space here for Federico Di Marco. Infield it comes now to Sucic, and tried to feed it out there to Bastoni, but it's hit the referee, so it will have to be a drop ball. The ball is dropped at the feet of Sucic. Now Piotr Zielinski to Sucic, back to the halfway line. Acerbi. Sucic once again chips the ball upfield, looking for Thuram. Well, it was too high. He got his head to it, but he was so far away from goal there. He tried to power a header in, but he was a good 25 yards away from David Raya's goal. Absolutely no way he could get enough power on that to cause any problems. Rather limply bobbled through to the Spanish keeper. Sends his kick downfield. Acerbi wins the header. Martinez wins the ball inside the centre circles. An Arsenal player down, but now Inter coming right through the middle here. Martinez tries a shot, but it takes a deflection off Luis Skelly. It's Trossard, the man that was down. I think he got a knee in the back there from Bastoni. But the captain Martinez, he rather scuffed the shot, but it got a deflection off the youngster Luis Skelly. So corner for Inter on this left-hand side. Can they respond in kind? They go short to the edge of the area. Di Marco. Then it's whipped in by Zielinski, but it takes a big deflection. Arsenal have seen that off. I think the offside flag has gone up against Martinez. And, well, actually, I think it might have been a handball from the Inter skipper. That ball ballooned up in the air. Yeah, the referee says that he controlled it with a combination of chest and arm. So Arsenal grateful for the free kick. Comes out to Saka on this right-hand side. Back to William Saliba. All the way back to David Raya, who's had to come out of his area on that left-hand side, tight to the touchline. Launches it downfield, looking for Jesus, who's just picked up a bit of a bang there. The Brazilian just hobbling a little bit. He's on a hat-trick. Timber with the quick throw. Back to the Frenchman Saliba. Now Christian Mosquera. And Miles Lewis Skelly. To Zubimendi. Now Arsenal once again. Just keeping control of the football inside their own half. Inter this time put on the press. Ball up to halfway. Intercepted by Di Marco, but comes straight back to Arsenal. And then the ball back downfield now. Saka running to the edge of the area. Oh, tries a left-footed shot. and it's not missed by much on that left-hand side. Good quick counter again from Arsenal. Well, in the event, it's probably about 3 or 4 yards wide, but again, a little warning. Quick counter attack there. Interesting that Mikel Arteta, coming to the edge of his area, was clearly gesturing, and if I can lip read, was saying pass, pass, pass. I think he wants them to pass. Anyway, ball downfield, and Arsenal don't deal with that. They've lost the ball to Thuram there. Comes out to Henrique on this right-hand side. Ball back down the line, but Barella is barged off it easily there by young Lewis Skelly, who absolutely ragdolls him over the byline, and it goes out for a goal kick. And Nicolo Barella, not the biggest of players, rather forlornly picks himself up and trudges back upfield. Short sleeves and gloves, interesting. So 37 on the clock. Arsenal goal kick. Faffing around with it again, and it's taken from the edge of the 6-yard box back to David Raya. He's got the ball at his feet now. Plays it to the edge of the box. Again, it's risky football, but now Saliba has got the ball, and barnstorming run from the Frenchman downfield here, fed out by Saka to Timber on this right-hand side. Saka gets the ball round the back, fires it across the edge of the box, and Akanji is there 5 yards from his own goal to hammer the ball out for a throw-in, which is taken quickly. Arsenal again looking dangerous. Edge of the area with Zubimendi. Comes back out to Saka on this right-hand side. Back into the area to Zubimendi. They're being forced back outside of the area. Oh, Zubimendi's given the ball away. Well, he passed it back there, and it's been picked up by Thuram. He feeds the ball through here. Now then, Henrique bursting through. Oh, he's fluffed it as well. He got pushed out to the right-hand side, but it was still a pretty presentable chance. And again, a bit like Thuram, kind of looked like he was losing his balance there, and he's scuffed the shot wide of the right-hand post. But it was a misplaced pass by, of all people, Martin Zubimendi. And then a lovely through ball from Marcus Thuram, and Luis Henrique there, showing his pace, winning the foot race with Lewis Skelly. But enough red shirts came across to push him out a little bit wider than he would have liked. And in the end, he rather snatched at that and shanked it wide. Disappointing, but again, that's the second time now that Inter Milan have threatened a goal on the counter. Bit of fortune here as Saka manages to win the ball on this right-hand side. Cross comes in, takes a big deflection, balloons in the air. Akanji takes no risks and heads it out for another Arsenal corner. You cannot take your eyes off this game. 39 minutes gone. Another corner for Arsenal on this right-hand side. Of course, this was the side where they got their second goal. So Milan will be on red alert here. And again, 3 or 4 Arsenal players trot over to this left-hand side. And they're a good 7 or 8 yards behind the back post. What will happen this time? Be an in-swinging corner from Bukayo Saka. This time they all run forwards, whipped into the area, punched from underneath his own bar there by Sommer. But the referee has deemed that there was an infringement on the Swiss keeper, who's gone down holding his face. But that was one of those horrible corners that was whipped in there, and he had to punch it out from underneath his own bar, and then he was caught, I think, by Marino, who couldn't stop his run as he came through, and I think he might have caught him in the face with his elbow. But again, that was a dangerous corner from Saka. We've seen it a few times in recently, haven't we? These corners that can be whipped in. You know, we see players score from corners sometimes. Such as the whip they get on the ball, and that one was definitely heading in. And Sommer did well there to get a fist on it just underneath the crossbar. They go short again from the goal kick. It's nudged to Akanji, and immediately Henrique decides to get it, but they've given it away again. And this is what happens, but now Arsenal have lost it through Eze, and now Barella comes storming downfield. He's got DiMarco to his left-hand side. He picks him out. He whips a great ball into the area. Glancing header from Mosquera. Oh, Martinez has a shot which he's blocked, and then he has a second effort. An Arsenal player's gone down, clutching his shin, but the ball went through anyway, harmlessly for Raya. I think it's Trossard who's gone down. Fabulous cross from Federico Di Marco on that right-hand side. The glancing header from Saliba. Then we got the air shot from Lautaro Martinez. And then he had a second effort. And I think he caught Trossard on his follow-through as he tried to have another dig. Yeah, he caught the Belgian on the back of his calf there. Again, accidental. But again, a promising break downfield for the Azioneri. And again, it came from Arsenal giving the ball away inside the Milan half, and they've shown, not once but twice, maybe three times, that they can definitely get the ball down the other end of the area and cause damage. But so far, when it's come to that decisive moment, they fluffed their lines. They could have had three in this first half, but just a lack of composure once the ball gets in the area means that they still trail here by 2-1. But Arsenal have lost it inside their own half again. Now Sucic goes herring down the middle of the pitch. They've got to close him down. Then he feeds it out to DiMarco. Left-hand side, hammers the ball in. Great save from Raya. And then the rebound, and DiMarco can't squeeze it in at the near post on that left-hand side. Raya gets down quickly and blocks it, and it goes out for a corner. Milan now looking very dangerous as we approach half-time. Lovely dummy there from Sucic. They all thought he was going to shoot. Switch the ball to the left to DiMarco. Two good saves from David Raya. So corner for Inter on this left-hand side. 90 seconds plus stoppages remaining. DiMarco out swinging corner. Mosquera's header is then volleyed away by Trossard on the edge of the box. Comes straight back out here to Barella. Now on this right-hand side. Feeds it back in field to Henrique, and now back out to Barella. Space on the right. Whips a lovely ball into the area. Goes over the top of everyone. Jesus slips but recovers his footing to bring it downfield on this right-hand side. Tried a speculative ball to try and find Trossard. And now Milan have won the ball back. And now they're back inside the Arsenal half. Here's Zielinski wheedling his way through here. Tries to dink it through to the edge of the area, but a slip though, or the flag has gone up, I think, for offside. And Saliba actually slipped as he cleared that ball. Or is it a shove? Yeah, I think it might have been a grab of the shirt there by Francesco Acerbi on William Saliba. So it will be a free kick to the Gunners right on the edge of the 18-yard box. David Raya puts the ball down. And now we're inside the final 20 seconds of normal time in this first half. Can't imagine we'll have that much added time, but what a pulsating half of football it's been. Long kick downfield. The Serbi gets the block on, and then Zubimendi can only put the ball out for a throw-in. 1 minute of added time. Throw-in taken quickly. Hoiked upfield. Saliba though standing firm. Barella, taking it back towards his own goal. Almost had it pinched off him there by Jesus. Got to go the other direction, Nicolo. They've lost the ball again here. Now Arsenal have it right-hand side. But that deflection takes it away from Jesus, and Acerbi tries to get rid of the ball near the corner flag, and now he's given it away. And then the foul comes in there, and a rather clumsy one on Sucic. So it will be a free kick to Milan, very tight to the touchline, level with the edge of the 18-yard box on this left-hand side. This will be the final action as Jan Sommer trots across to take it. Referee looks at his watch, I'm sure as soon as this ball, well, he's not even waiting for that. Half-time whistle is blown. Well, what a game of football we've had here in this first 45 minutes. Arsenal came out of the traps. They really did. They were all over Milan from minute one. Gabriel Jesus stabbing home from 6 yards out after a deflected shot to make it 1-0. And then Petar Sucic with an absolute screamer from the edge of the box on 18 minutes. And then one of those Arsenal corners. Back post header from Trossard hit the bar and just sat up nicely for Jesus to nod it home from 3 yards out for his second of the evening. Milan they've hit Arsenal 3 or 4 times on the counter, should have come away with at least a couple of goals, but completely and utterly fluffed their lines when they got down to the business end of the pitch. So this game very much on a knife edge, but both teams are definitely up for this and definitely playing exciting and open football. I'm sure we're going to get more goals. Half-time here at the San Siro. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 2. We'll be back with full second half commentary in 15 minutes. Don't go away.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social...
Well, welcome back to the Stadio San Siro. I'm Joe Mills for this Champions League clash between Inter Milan and Arsenal. 6th against 1st under the lights here in Italy. Arsenal leading 2-1 after a very entertaining first half. End-to-end stuff. 2 goals for Gabriel Jesus, Petar Sucic with the goal for Milan. Arsenal now come out onto the pitch. Inter Milan already out. The Gunners will be playing from left to right in this second half. Both sides in their home strips. Arsenal in the red and white shirts, white shorts and red socks. And Milan in the famous blue and black striped shirts, black shorts and black socks. Arsenal getting into a huddle before this second half. They have the crucial lead, and they'll be looking to maintain their top spot in this, the most prestigious European competition. João Pinheiro is the referee. Inter will get us back underway shortly for this second half. Doesn't appear to have been any changes made by the coaches at half-time. We're back underway. Ball goes all the way back, as is the fashion now, to the keeper, Jan Sommer. He sends it upfield. Long ball already up to the edge of the area. Ricochets off the knee of Martinez, and this allows Arsenal now to come forward with Timber on this right-hand side. Dinks it infield to Mikel Merino, but he's lost the ball. Now then, chance here. Barella, oh, that's not the best ball out to the left there. He had it right on the edge of the area. DiMarco from the dead ball line gets the ball. It goes across the edge of the 6-yard box. Cleared away by Arsenal. Ball comes back in from Akanji and then headed out by Arsenal out to that far left-hand side for them. It's almost like the reverse of how this game started. But it was Arsenal on the front foot that time, but into there. Barella should have done better. Had the ball on the edge of the area, right in front of goal, opted to go to his left, and it was a pretty woeful pass, which sent them way out to that left-hand side, and Arsenal survive, and now they can come forward here. Here's Zubimendi on halfway. Now it's Merino down the middle of the pitch, looking for options. Goes to Timber to his right. Now to Saka, edge of the box, right-hand side. Gets in round the back of DiMarco again. Cross comes in, but it's headed away by Acerbi, and it will go out for a throw into Arsenal about 5 yards from the corner flag on this right-hand side. And the Gunners hit back in perpetuity after that fast start from Inter. Barely 2 minutes gone in this second half. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 2. It is match week 7 of the UEFA Champions League, and Arsenal currently top of the pile, unbeaten. Now then, Mosquera has it halfway inside his own half, just miscontrolled there momentarily by Luis Skelly. Just to scamper after it, back to Mosquera. Now Martin Zubimendi, who's more or less dropping into that back line, but that's a great ball up the middle there, and this sets Arsenal in traction down this left-hand side. Trossard, 2 men on him, twists and turns, tries to get across in, it's blocked by Akanji, but he's won his side a corner. What a superb pass that was from Martin Zubimendi. All the best midfield, central midfielders seem to create so much time for themselves on the ball, which he does. And he just picked a lovely pass there. Split Milan right up the middle. The corner to Arsenal. And it will be Eberechi Eze, who comes over to this left-hand side. Arsenal already scored off the corner. And again, all the usual suspects gathering by the back post. Now they all run to the front post. Ball is whipped in. Glancing header by Thuram, and it's going to be surely another corner. Well, no, the Arsenal players are appealing, but the referee is adamant. Well, how is that not a corner to Arsenal? That clearly came off the head of Marcus Thuram. That's an appalling decision. Anyway, goal kick to Milan. Hammered downfield by Son, and brilliantly brought down by Thuram. Feeds it out to this right-hand side. Now then, here's Luis Henrique. Comes back to Akanji, who has it on the halfway line. Squares it across to Alessandro Bastoni. Now DiMarco goes back in field. Sucic to Bastoni. Now DiMarco again, this left-hand side. Now Milan just enjoying having possession. Then a ball fizzed right across to that right-hand side by Sucic to the feet of Henrique. Ball back to Zielinski. Good pressing there from Eze. Bastoni just gone back inside their own half briefly. DiMarco down this left-hand side. Martinez, and he slipped, so his ball to DiMarco was too hard. Saliba clears it downfield just in the nick of time. Chested down nicely by Jesus now. Brilliant ball from Saka. Finds Trossard on this left-hand side. Gets to the edge of the area, trying to get it on that right foot, but a telling touch there by Akanji takes it off the Belgian's toe, and Milan have diffused that potentially dangerous situation. And it's pretty much as you were. Both sides definitely hitting on the counter. Blow for blow. Arsenal at the moment have the lead, but as I said, I'd be surprised if we don't get any more goals. It's been that kind of game. Arsenal have it now, deep inside the Milan half. Well done there, Saka. Held it up, Marino fires it into the middle of the pitch. Izzy! Shot from the edge of the area, left-footed, and Sommer down smartly to his left-hand side. Gathers that one in. Decent strike from Eberechi Eze, side-footed, but well within the wheelhouse of the tall Swiss keeper. Now then, here's Martinez on the halfway line. Crossfield ball all the way out to this right-hand side to the Brazilian, Luis Henrique. Now Nicolo Barella. Here's Akanji. Now Piotr Zielinski, the Polish international, just dabs it back to the Serbi on halfway. Now Bastoni put under pressure. Nice 1-2 with DiMarco. Bastoni backheels it smartly to Zielinski. Now Bastoni again, tight to the touchline, left-hand side. Feeds it infield. Lovely little square ball down, and then a backheel there from Barella. That was some pretty attractive football from Milan, but it didn't get the desired result because Arsenal have intercepted it, and now they can break. Oh, now Jesus has been absolutely hacked down there by Barella. I think the referee might be lenient here. He got round to Serbi, and then he did a little Cruyff turn, and Barella just caught him on his way through, completely wrong-footed him. Yeah, I don't think that was a booking. It was he just got outdone there with a bit of skill. Couldn't stop his forward motion. Now here's Eze for Arsenal, halfway inside his own half. Comes back to Mosquera. Crossfield ball to Saliba. Now Timber being put under big pressure by Lautaro Martinez, but Timber, clever play there, uses the Argentinian shins to win his side a throw-in. Over on this right-hand side, 52 minutes gone here at the San Siro. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 2. And as things stand, the Gunners will be fortifying their position at the top of the Champions League. And of course, the last time they played here, they went down by a goal to nil. They'll be looking to right that one and make it 2-2 between the two sides from their 4 encounters throughout history so far. Amazing that they've only ever played 4 times. I thought it might have been more than that. Long throw downfield by Bastoni. Thuram does well again to hold it up on the edge of the area. Now Martinez trying to get through a forest of legs there. He's gone down and he's still down. Referee not interested though. It went out to that right-hand side, but DiMarco couldn't make anything of it. And Arsenal just clear their lines downfield. Martinez still down clutching. I think there's a bit of a knee-on-knee contact there with William Saliba. They did well there, Martinez. Just a drop of the shoulder, but he wasn't getting past the big Frenchman. Yeah, I think there was just a knee-on-knee coming together there. That was a very painful. I don't think there was any hint of a foul, though Mosquera did rather come in behind him. The referee told Lautaro Martinez in no uncertain terms to get up, and he has. So throw-in to Milan over on this right-hand side. They go down to the edge of the area again, held up tirelessly by Thuram, but he can't withstand the pressure of 3 men. And Arsenal fire the ball upfield. Well, that should have been a free kick there for the Gunners, as Jesus was manhandled as he had the ball back to goal. But the referee says no. Here's Bastoni. just inside his own half. 54 gone. 2-1 to Arsenal. Back to Bastoni. Now Zielinski downfield, chested down by Martinez. Withstands a little tug on the shirt. DiMarco. Now Bastoni being put under big pressure here by Eze. And he's forced to send it all the way back to Jan Sommer. Has to scamper for it. Squares it across to Acerbi. Oh, but that's a misplaced pass. And now Arsenal can come forward here with Jesus. Trossard, left-hand side, back to Jesus, back to Trossard. There's a loose ball from Akanji. Trossard no way through here, still has the ball at his feet. He's being doubled up on. Back in field to Luis Skelly. Now Saliba. A little bit of space here for Timber. Decides to come in field, just dinks the ball back to Zubimendi. Now Luis Skelly again, left-hand side, out to Trossard. Just working Milan from side to side here, Arsenal. Zubimendi now. Back to Saliba. Patient build-up from the Gunners. Out to Saka, right-hand side. Cuts in on that left foot. Squares it across, but it's a great interception from Martinez. But it rebounds kindly for Timber. Now Saka once again. Right-hand side, being watched by two men. Gets to the byline and gets the cross into the back post. Volley from Trossard. Goes across the face of goal. Eza can't get to it, and it goes out for a goal kick. They're doubling up on Bukayo Saka, but they still couldn't stop him from getting in a quality cross there. And then the left-footed volley from Leandro Trossard from 7 yards out. Didn't quite catch it as cleanly as he would have liked. And it goes across the face of goal, and Eze rather frustratedly couldn't get to it in time. Long ball downfield, looking for Barella. He does brilliantly there with his back to goal and then feeds it out to this right-hand side. Here's Henrique, cuts in field, dabs it into the area. Martinez, that's not the best ball out to the right-hand side, and in the event, Barella couldn't keep it under wraps, and it's gone out for a goal kick after some good harrying there from Miles Lewis Skelly. They've had a bit of a tussle, those two. He's only a little lad, is Nicolo Barella. He's never going to win that battle. So, 57 exactly on the clock here under the lights in Liguria. Little short goal kick across the edge of the 6-yard box. Raya, all in spearmint green. Long kick downfield out to this right-hand side, but it goes over the head of the diminutive Arsenal captain. Saka goes out for a throw-in. And as we approach the hour mark, coach's thoughts might start to turn to replenishments. Throw downfield. It's been a quick turnaround for both teams who played at the weekend. Only a couple of days before they go again here tonight, so no big surprise that so many changes were made, but I have to say I didn't expect there to be that many from Arsenal. But having said that, it's paid off so far. Thuram was fouled, so it will be a free kick to Inter Milan. Tight to this left touchline. Alessandro Bastoni. Kivu is on the edge of the technical area, barking orders. Bastoni chips the ball up to Thuram. Tussles, turns and fires the ball from the edge of the semicircle, but straight at David Raya. Really is so strong, the French striker. Took that with his back to Mosquera. Just had the wherewithal to keep him at bay while he turned and shot. Well, ball downfield from Acerbi. It was going to be intercepted by Marino and then slipped. So Inter have it now with Henrique. Right-hand side, whipped into the area, glancing header to the back post, but it just goes over the head of DiMarco. He chips it back to the edge of the area, but it only fell. The offside flag has gone up. And again, signs here. Yeah, DiMarco was offside at the back post. There are signs that Inter starting to get into this second half. They started well, and Arsenal have come on strong since then. As we approach the hour mark, the goal kick from David Raya goes long downfield. Acerbi wins the header. But Arsenal have got it back here. Space now. Here's Saka, right-hand side. Gets to the byline, tries to feed it through, takes a deflection. The ball whipped again from the edge of the 6-yard box there across the face of goal, but it takes a little nick off Federico Di Marco, and fortuitously for him, it spoons up into the hands of Jan Sommer. Could have easily gone in an own goal there. Arsenal have it on halfway with Lewis Skelly. Now Eberici Eze. Not found many opportunities to shine tonight, the England international. And that's miscontrolled by Timber over on that right-hand side, but as Sucic came in, it came off his shin and out for an Arsenal throw on this right-hand side, right in front of Mikel Arteta, who's on the edge of his technical area. Timber with ball in hand. Just over an hour gone here. Throwing goes all the way back to the halfway line to Saliba, and it comes back to Mosquera. Peels it out to this left-hand side to Lewis Skelly. Good ball through the middle to find Mikel Merino. Halfway inside the Milan half. Spaniard just puts the brakes on, looking for options. Little short pass out to his left. Zubimendi back to his fellow Spaniard. Now Eza. Back out to Zubimendi. Left-hand side. Arsenal just keeping possession here. Short passes now. Trossard. Can he get an early ball in here? It's picked. Oh, Jesus just couldn't control it on the side of the 6-yard box, but it's given away by Martinez, and Trossard has gathered it in on the edge of the box, fired in here now. Here's Saka, right-hand side, tries a shot. Brilliant sliding block from Di Marco, but it comes back out for Timber. Arsenal now responding, turning up the heat themselves. Mosquera, now Saliba, being forced back into his own half. Christian Mosquera has to turn and send it back to David Raya, who wastes no time in thumping it downfield from the edge of his own area. The Serbi has to get across, wins the header but heads it straight to Gabriel Jesus. He slips a beautiful ball through. Saka, edge of the 6-yard box. Brilliant sliding block there. I think it was from Bastoni. What a pass that was from Jesus. Little no-look pass there. And he put Saka in through the gap. Saka took one touch too many. He thought he had time to steady himself 6 yards out. And just as he was about to pull the trigger, Bastoni came sliding in and took it off his toe. That could have been 3-1, game, set and match. Changes are coming, but first it is an Arsenal corner on this left-hand side. Declan Rice and I think it was Ben White are going to come on. Nicolo Barella is coming off, as is Lautaro Martinez. So double change for both teams. So the captain coming off, and Pio Esposito will replace Martinez up front. And Davide Fratesi, the Italian international, will slot into that midfield area. 63 minutes gone. The woe-begone Lautaro Martinez makes his way off the pitch. So double change, and now there's going to be a double change here for the Gunners as well. The vastly experienced England international Declan Rice. So it's a straight swap. Timber coming off, the ever versatile, and Ben White will slip into the right back position as always. Eberici Eze makes way for Declan Rice. Been Eze's night really, a few nice touches, but I'm sure he has not been able to stamp his authority on this game the way he would have liked to. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we have a corner on this left-hand side. And Eze won't be taking this now, so it will be Declan Rice straight onto the field. His first job to whip in this corner to the near post. Not a great corner, headed away by Marcus Thuram. It's with Rice again on this left-hand side, feeds it back downfield to Lewis Skelly. Oh, brilliant ball down the left channel. It would have been had Zubimendi been able to control, but the flag had gone up anyway. It was a stunning pass down that left channel. Split the defence again, but Had he controlled it, Zubimendi would have been ruled offside anyway. Ball floated out to Dimarco on this left-hand side. Ball comes up to the edge of the centre circle. Referee deems that Esposito was fouled from behind by Christian Mosquera. And it's a big lad, is this striker, Esposito. Long ball downfield, sails over everybody and goes through to David Raya. Almost 65 minutes on the clock. Still plenty of time. Arsenal will be feeling that they probably need another here, given the nature of this game. Here's Raya. Chances not as freely forthcoming in this second half as they were in the first. I'm sure, as games often do, when we get towards the business end, they start to open up as fatigue kicks in. Tackle there from Marino on Sucic. The referee deems it a foul. Taken quickly by Zielinski. Now Akanji comes out to Henrique on this right-hand side. Back to Acerbi. In the middle. Long ball right down the middle of the pitch there. Now then, just misjudged it there, Luis Skelly, and that allowed Fratesi to get in behind him. Pins him to that touchline though, feeds the ball back to Henrique. Now a chance here maybe for Akanji to whip the ball in. No, squares it to Acerbi. Now Bastoni, 40 yards out in centre field, comes out to the left. Federico Dimarco whips the ball in towards that back post. Goes over the top of everyone, but it's fed back in by Henrique and then put out by Rice for a throw-in to Inter on that right-hand side. And the Brazilian Henrique takes it quickly. Here's Manuel Akanji. Henrique again, tight to that far right touchline. White boots, chips it into the area, chested down, turn and shot! Oh, just across the face of goal from Pio Esposito. I really thought that had gone in. Great technique there, chested it down, out-muscled Mosquera, turn and shot. And it can't have missed that far left-hand post by much. Just pure brute strength there. He actually nutmegged Mosquera, and it took a little touch off him on the way through too. And in the end, just missed by a yard. That should have been a corner for Inter, not given. We've already seen Arsenal should have had one earlier, so maybe that levels up the situation, but it's still another missed corner by the officials. Headed down into the path of Zielinski, gathers it in centre field. Nice ball to the edge of the centre circle. Again, Esposito with his back to goal, trying to out-muscle Mosquera, who's fouled him again. I think the referee wants a word with the Spaniard here. Again, arms all over the big Italian striker. So just a little word in the shell like there from João Pahino. And taken quickly by Milan. Here's Bastoni, halfway inside the Arsenal half. Goes back to Zielinski, near halfway. He will dribble this down the middle of the pitch. Feeds a nice ball through to Esposito. Tries to play a 1-2. The shot comes in on this left-hand side from Marcus Thuram, but I think it's taken a deflection and gone out for a corner. And there was a bit of a shove between Thuram and somebody there. Nicely worked out to this left-hand side, and then he had the shot there, Thuram, and it was blocked by Saliba. It's a corner to Inter. It's Dimarco, out-swinging corner. Header comes into the mix. Esposito tries to bring it down, turns, shoots, and it's gone over the bar from near the penalty spot. But he's making his presence known. He really is a man mountain, this youngster. But he just got under that ball a little bit too much, and it goes over the bar. But he is proving a real physical handful. Pio Esposito. So goal kick Arsenal, 69 minutes on the clock. David Raya puts the ball down on the edge of the 6-yard box. Christian Kivu is standing arms akimbo in his technical area. Not sure what that's about. Looks like he was making the sign of the cross there. His arms spread out either side of him. Obviously not happy about something. Here's Ben White now for Arsenal, down this right-hand side. Tried to feed it down the channel, but Saka misread his intentions. But they've done well there with Jesus, who didn't give it up, won it at the byline. Arsenal still have it here, comes back out to Jesus on this right-hand side. Brings it infield and then sends it back up to Mosquera. Now Declan Rice. Into Milan 1, Arsenal 2. Game still very much in the balance. Comes back to Mosquera. And now William Saliba. Ben White on this right-hand side. Chips the ball down that flank again. And offside flag goes up against Saka. Well, this has been a really professional performance by Arsenal, who came in for some criticism for not taking advantage. No team in the top 4 in the Prem won on Saturday. And they could have gone 9 points clear and were held by Nottingham Forest, who were down at the wrong end of the table. Not to take anything away from Forest, but Arsenal and Arteta came under some criticism, not least from their own fans, for not putting in a shift in that game, not showing enough desire to wrap the title up. But they've certainly come out tonight. This has been a really good performance so far, with a very much changed side, which has proved me wrong a bit. I thought we might have made too many changes there, Arteta, but game's coming thick and fast. Got to keep shuffling your pack. Raya has the ball. Milan not interested in any kind of press. Raya still has the ball at his feet, but that's a dreadful clearance downfield. Straight to Henrique, feeds it towards the edge of the box. Esposito tries to trundle it through. Oh, shot from the edge of the area. Side-footed effort from Henrique's blocked. Comes back out. Akanji whips it in, but straight into the hands of David Raya, whose terrible clearance downfield put Arsenal under the pump there. Now Raya's kick downfield is easily defended by Serbi, who finds DiMarco on this left-hand side. He gets the ball back here, and then he's hacked down. And then, well, the referee, as well, it's getting a bit testy out there. Bastoni brought down initially. I think he's going to get the yellow card. There's one or two little incidents there. Bastoni has been booked. He's got the captain's armband on now. The initial foul was a clear scything of the legs there from Mikel Merino on Federico DiMarco, which is definitely, yes, he's been booked, and so he should. And then obviously something occurred after that. Bastoni got involved, and he's seen yellow as well. Mikel Merino will miss the next match in this competition as a result of that yellow card. So it will be a free kick to Inter, and it will be Bastoni who will take it. Feeds it back into his own half to a Serbi. Now Zielinski gets it back off Sucic, feeds it up to Esposito again, trying to wriggle away from Mosquera. Gets the ball out to Akanji. Now then, Henrique on this right-hand side, halfway inside the Arsenal half, but they're surrounding him. Finding it difficult to get it away. Ball with the outside of his boot to pick out Bastoni. Now DiMarco, left-hand side, opts not to go down the line, feeds it back in field to Sucic. And now Zielinski, nice little 1-2, gets it to the edge of the area. Little dink from Thuram to Esposito, shot from Sucic. Well, I say shot, it was blocked. And then a rather clumsy foul from Thuram, who's going to get booked here, I think. And again, they were showing signs there. Again, Milan, and then yeah, Bastoni was booked for shoving over Merino, who had a little nibble at him as well. You can't raise your hands. Right, Gabriel is going to come on, and the Swedish international Victor Gyökeres. So no hat-trick for Gabriel Jesus tonight. So Mosquera and Jesus are replaced, and the more traditional now centre-back pairing of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba to see out these last 15 minutes. Mosquera being really worked to death there by Esposito since he's come on. And a fresh pair of legs up front with the Swedish international, whose Arsenal career has rather spluttered and not really catch fire yet. Came on for big money from Portugal, but it's not really taken off for the Swede just yet. Long kick downfield. Interesting that Mikel Arteta resisting to use his captain Odegaard. He's again someone who's been plagued by injuries this season and last. So I think Martin Odegaard might just get the rest here this evening. Because let's be honest, this team have got the quality without him to win this game, and they are doing. White, long kick downfield, down this right-hand touchline. Looking for the run there of Zubimendi, but he was fended off it there by Petar Sucic. So it's a throw in to Inter, and it comes out wide with a long crossfield ball to Henrique. He cuts in field here, still going forward. Here's Sucic, turns and squares it to Bastoni, 30 yards out. Now DiMarco, left-hand side. Opts to go back upfield to Sucic. 76 minutes almost on the clock. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 2. Time running out for the Italians here. Sucic comes back to a Serbi. They seem rather calm and not flustered at all here, Inter, just happy to keep the ball. We'll casually remind them that they do trail in this game. Here is Sucic now, fires the ball over the top, straight down the middle, too strong, all the way through to Raya, as it flew over the head of Davide Fratesi. Now then, Arsenal, they will look to break here, but the ball from Zubimendi didn't quite find Trossard, but a misplaced header from Esposito has given Arsenal the ball back inside their own half. Rice. Martin Zubimendi, all the time being forced back. Here's Saliba. Now Ben White. Left-footed ball downfield, but it's too strong, goes over the top. And Sommer had to come out of his goal there to clear it upfield, and then brilliant pressing. Yeah, Bastoni really not happy with that ball that he got from Sommer there. Put him under big pressure. The Argentinian Gabriel Martinelli about to be introduced, and in the end Bastoni had to clear it out for a throw-in. He let his keeper know in no uncertainty. Oh, great long throw, and Saka's got in round the back, loops it into the middle, cleared out by Fratesi, but it comes back to White. Just switched off there, Milan. Of course, you can't be offside from a throw. Long throw towards the byline. Saka had snuck in behind. Here's Rice, great through ball, Saka shoots, blocked by Sommer, back out to Saka, still in the area, byline, chips it to the back post, brought down by Rice, and then he dinks it back towards the edge of the semicircle. They have it with Trossard, left-hand side, now to Rice, feeds it round the back. Oh, they've not picked the man up, but that's a poor ball, casual ball across the area there, easily defended on the edge of the 6-yard box. That again was pretty sloppy stuff from Milan. Switching off there. And Arsenal almost snuck in again. That's a foul by DiMarco. Coming in through the back of Saka on halfway. So it will be a free kick to Arsenal, but before then, Gabriel Martinelli will take to the field for Arsenal. And it will be the Belgian Leandro Trossard who will come off. Martinelli, so it's a like-for-like swap on the left-hand side of that front three. So Martinelli comes on for this final 11 minutes plus stoppages. And it will be Zubimendi. He opts to go back into his own half to Saliba. He rolls it back to David Raya. He just nudges it forward to Rice. And now Saliba goes infield to Mikel Merino. And now Miles Lewis Skelly being put under a bit of pressure there. Gabriel back to David Raya. Hammers it right down the middle of the pitch there. And that's brilliantly held up. Now good ball from Saka out to the left hand side. Martinelli now. Oh, that's a heavy touch. He tried to take it round Akanji, but it was just, his first touch was just too heavy and the ball got away from him, which allowed Sommer to come off his line and pounce on the ball before Martinelli could get to it. Here's Akanji. Squares it across to Francesco Acerbi. Final 10 minutes here at the San Siro. Into 1, Arsenal 2. Here's Zielinski, halfway line. Arsenal holding their shape. Petar Sucic, the scorer of Milan's goal in the first half. Kivu waving his men forward. Zielinski once again inside the centre circle, dabs it forward with the outside of his boot. Again, Esposito just being manhandled there by Gabriel. Wins the free kick, taken quickly. He's such a handful. He's the young striker. Now DeMarco, left-hand side. Saka closes him down quickly. Bastoni. Now Sucic. Francesco Acerbi. Sucic again. Here's Bastoni, left-hand side. Arsenal in their defensive shape. Low block in place. Chipped out to the left. Lots of space though here for DeMarco. Whips it into the area. Headed away by Arsenal. Edge of the 6-yard box. Oh, and well, they took a risk there playing it short ball inside their own area. And was that a foul on Gokaresh there by Acerbi? Yes, it was. Referee has booked him. Pretty much grabbed hold of the Swede there. Thou shalt not pass. On halfway. He actually gave him a piggyback. That was quite funny. Yeah, definitely file that one, undertaking one for the team there. He's been round the block a few times, Francesco Acerbi. And now a double change again from Milan. And Zielinski and Luis Enrique come off, and Andy Diouf and Bonni come on for Inter. Double change there made by Christian Kivu. And it's the French duo, Andy Diouf and Ange-Johan Bonni, who come on. Ball looped round the corner from Declan Rice. Doesn't find Saka. And the header downfield by Bastoni. Returned back upfield by William Saliba. And now DeMarco just hammers it downfield again. Arsenal lose it on halfway with Merino. Now then, Sucic floats it right across to the other side of the pitch there to Diouf. And now Sucic in centre field. Bastoni, nearly 83 minutes gone. Got to get on with it here. Into the middle of the pitch it comes. Akanji squares it to Sucic. Now Bastoni again. DeMarco still lurking on that far left touchline. He chips the ball to him. Good ball round the back here. Now then, Bonni tries to get the cross in, blocked by Zubimendi, and it will be a corner for Inter Milan on this left-hand side. Just over 83 minutes gone. Chance from a set piece. And Federico DeMarco out-swinging corner incoming here. And it comes, glancing header there, and it fell kindly to Martinelli on the left-hand side of the area. And then a brilliant ball downfield with the outside of his foot, which puts Gokaresh through. He's got round his man, he slips it through to Saka, but it hits him on the heels. Oh, what a finish! It rebounded back into the path of Victor Gokaresh, and he side-foots it home into the top corner from the edge of the area. And I've said all night, there's been a hint of fortune about every goal that's gone in tonight, and that one as well. But it was a sumptuous ball from Gabriel Martinelli outside of his boot, deep in his own area. Gyökeres got in behind the back two, fed it through to Saka, and it hit the heels of Saka. It looked like move over, and as it rebounded back into the path of Gyökeres, side-footed it from the edge of the box, caught the fingertips of Jan Sommer, but right into the top right-hand corner. This game is done and dusted. What a night for the Gunners. 7 changes made, and they've come here and they've cemented their top spot, and Inter Milan are going to be vanquished on their own patch here. And Arsenal, in the 4th meeting between these two very famous sides, have levelled it at 2-2 overall. And several hundred fans now heading for the exits as Milan restart the game. But it was always on a knife edge, this game. Arsenal knew they needed another goal to feel any kind of comfort, and to get it with 5 minutes to go is even better, because you knew Milan very much capable of levelling the game. But now they have a mountain to climb. Are we going to get any more late drama? Got to throw everything at this now. Here is Sucic, comes out to DiMarco on this left-hand side, whips the ball into the area, glancing header, hits the roof of the net off Marcus Thuram. Both teams have played really well tonight. They have complemented each other. It's been a fast-flowing game. The referees had a good game, let it flow. There have been patches where football's been a bit less than scintillating, but on the whole, just the style and tempo of the game, it's been end-to-end counter-attacking football from both teams, has made for a really entertaining contest. And Arsenal have been superb, putting behind them the disappointment of the weekend. But they sit proudly on top of this Champions League table, as they do the Premier League table back home in England. What are people moaning for? Can't please anyone, can you? Anyway, they come forward now to Milan, across the back four, but they've got to get it forward. Here's Akanji. Edge of the centre circle. A Milan player has gone down inside the centre circle. It's Esposito. Headed downfield by Acerbi. Head tennis then ensues. Saka tried to loop that one down the corner, but rather shanked it, went high up in the air. But Milan rather carelessly there through Akanji have given the ball away, tried to do the 1-2 with Andy Diouf, and it will be a throw into the Gunners. Just about level with the edge of that 18-yard box, way over on that left-hand side. Declan Rice has the ball in his hands. 87 minutes gone here in the San Siro. And Arsenal on the verge of a really good win here in this famous old stadium. It could have gone either way, but they've really played well. Hint of fortune for all 4 goals, but you know what? That doesn't matter. You've got to take them. And Arsenal have been super clinical tonight when those chances have come along. Here is Saka now, cuts in field from that right-hand side on that wand of a left foot. Tries to find Rice. He wins the ball. Little overhead kick there from Saka. Finds Martinelli on this left-hand side. Chips it into the area. Gets it to the byline. Does Rice? Has he won a corner? I think he has, on Francesco Acerbi. They just keep him plugging away here, Arsenal. Yeah. Rice just tried to dink that across the face of the 6-yard box with the outside of his boot. Came off the thigh of Acerbi, out for a corner. And Arsenal with another chance from one of their much vaunted set pieces. The Gunners have a big week here. They will be back at the Emirates on Sunday afternoon to take on the revitalised Manchester United. Always a big clash, that one. So a big week, hence maybe why all the changes. Header comes in at the back post, but Bastoni went down on the edge of the 6-yard box. Referee was quick to blow his whistle. So a huge week ahead for Mikel Arteta's men, and to get this win here tonight a comfortable one at that. Has got this most important of weeks off to a good start for the Premier League leaders and Champions League leaders. Milan give the ball away. Gyökeres, oh, got carried away there, edge of the box, and he's hammered it high over the bar. Brilliant sliding tackle there on halfway from Arsenal. The ball squirted forward, and Gyökeres under pressure on the edge of the area from a sliding Acerbi. Just put the ball high over the bar. Short turnaround again, definitely for Inter. Arsenal don't play till Sunday, but Inter are in action here again on Friday evening in the Serie A against Pisa. So a very short turnaround for the Azzurri. Ball whipped across the edge of the area there by Di Marco. Fratesi came roaring onto it at the near post, but puts his shot well wide. It was a nice dummy from Thuram, who was at that near post. Just let it run through his legs. But Fratesi, oh, that one came right off the shin and high into the stands. 30 seconds of the added 3 minutes already gone. Inter Milan 1, Arsenal 3. Both these sides topping their domestic leagues. Of course, in Italy, Inter's neighbours who also play on this ground, AC, they're only 3 points behind them in the Serie A, as Andy Juve comes surging forward down this right-hand side. Arsenal, of course, have a bit more of a cushion back in England, a 7-point lead. But they were very disappointed not to make it 9, with Man City slipping up and Liverpool slipping up, Aston Villa slipping up. Yellow card for Declan Rice, just holding on to his man for too long there. Again, file that one under taking one for the team. So Milan have it now in centre field. Sucic, flick round the corner by Juve, but well defended by Gabriel, who launches it downfield. It's chased here by Gyökeres. 3, 4 black and blue shirts come back to feed it back through to Jan Sommer. Almost 2 minutes of the added 3 gone as Akanji brings it downfield, floats it out to this right-hand side to the Frenchman, Juve. He'll attack Lewis Skelly, threads the ball through to the back post here. Ball comes across the area from Boni, and it's hacked away by Saka. And now Arsenal just see out this final minute now. Here's Martinelli, cuts in field from that touchline. He's tugged back, referee is going to give a free kick here. And Arsenal just seeing it out here. It's been a thoroughly entertaining game and a really professional performance from the table-topping Gunners. I have to say, when I saw the sides, I thought, goodness me, there's some big names he's left on the bench there. But Mikel Arteta obviously trusts his men and just shows the depth of his squad here tonight. They've got the job done, and done in really good fashion. Final whistle is only seconds away. In fact, that is the final whistle, and Arsenal will remain top of the Champions League. They've come here on the back of a disappointing performance against Nottingham Forest, and they've turned over Inter Milan on their own patch. 2 goals for Gabriel Jesus on 10 and 31 minutes. Petar Sucic on 18 for Inter. And then it could have gone either way in the second half. It was in the balance until Victor Gyökeres' stunning strike from the edge of the box on 84 minutes made the game Arsenal's. They remain top of the Champions League. It's been a really good game, this, under the lights at the San Siro. I've been